I realized from an early stage that it was easier for me to live my difference rather than being secretive. While it is so much easier to fit in than to stand out, I realized that being beautiful means being unique. And being unique and interesting requires being all of you.
What happened was I balanced my head and my heart. So, meaning I was inspired, heart, and I was actually good at it, meaning head. And it's that moment where where everything started clicking for me professionally. And more importantly, when the alarm clock went off in the morning, and it was 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, I was fired up to get out of bed and get to that office because I felt like what I was doing truly, truly mattered.
So what makes me most optimistic is actually hearing people with their individual authentic stories, and we're trying to make sure that everybody gets to hear that.
So why does it matter? When people can be themselves in the workplace, you're more productive. Teams are more productive when everybody can be themselves, which means companies are more productive and economies are more productive.
I think from our perspective, it's really about understanding the individual. What are they good at? What will they be most successful at? And then how can we get them into roles that will help them pursue those strengths and be successful?
My name is Rahini. I am from Australia originally, and I'm at London Business School. So I'm doing my MBA and I'm in the second year. And what brings me to EUROUT is, well, firstly, it's an amazing event, an amazing conference. With really interesting content, really amazing to see so many supportive companies.
It really does matter that LGBT and BA students and other leaders get together for a couple of things. One, so that they actually get to know each other. Two, so that companies can actually understand the power that these young leaders are bringing and can bring to their companies. And three, so that companies can actually talk about the visibility and get the ROI that they, I think, are seeking from the LGBT inclusion.
What we know from the studies that we've done is the more people know someone who is lesbian, gay, bisexual, or trans, the less they are afraid of those people and the more they understand the issues. So we have to find a way to bridge that gap. My right is not complete if the next person to me doesn't have such right, and it's my responsibility to do something to support what someone is doing and hoping that they will support what I'm doing as well.
It's really interesting to see that coming out and those debates being had and those conversations. And I think in all this space, it's about having the conversation, because by talking, we learn and we inform ourselves and we establish community.
It's all about this, right? It's all about heart. I think people, yes, I call it this sort of chasm of trust. This is massive gap between people and institutions. Trust is not given, it is earned. And how do you earn trust? You earn trust by really basic human things, right? Eye contact, handshakes, sincerity, heart. And I think that's what you gotta do. I think it's actually incredibly simple. It's just time consuming, and it's not gonna happen overnight. You actually have to go to people, listen, talk to them, look them in the eye, shake their hand, and hear their stories, and then respond appropriately like a human being. And that is trust to me.